Hey, hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we're doing an Audiomodern special. Yes, I could have called it an Audiomodern spectacular. I'm going to have a mess with this little jam, and then we're going to get into how all this is set up, cool stuff you can do with all the Audiomodern apps and things. Oh, it's epic stuff. So you can see it's mind-bogglingly good fun. So what we're going to do is clear this session, and then we're going to set up some new stuff. So we're going to start with we'll start with a Riffer, and then we will put a Chordjam in. And then all we need to do is choose some sequences, so you'll know exactly how you can set this kind of cool stuff up. And of course, Riffer really does all the work for you. There's only a few things you need to know to keep it all in control. So let's open up a audio unit here, and let's go with this Tal Uno LX because it's one of the top ones. And what I'll show you is we'll do a couple. I won't do all four in Riffer because we have up to 4 channels that we can route MIDI to. Okay, so we'll go with 2. We'll set up another one, and in this one we'll add Synthmaster 2 beta version. Synthmaster 2 is on its way, and what we're going to do is we're going to use these 2 for the first 2 channels in Riffer, so R1 and R2. So by default, Riffer, if we go into our little settings menu here, R1, R2, R3, 4 are routed to MIDI channels, sorry about that, 1, 2, 3, and 4 by default. You can, however, change these to whatever you like, but we'll leave them on 1 and 2. So you can route this stuff anywhere you want. Okay, so we'll leave that on 1 and 2. And then what we need to do is we need to sort our MIDI channels out in AUM. Hi Rustic. So we'll just go with this. We'll go none and 1. So we'll route our Tal Uno LX to channel 1. And then we'll do the same with Synthmaster. We shall go none and 2. So now we're filtering channel 2 for Synthmaster. So 1 and 2 will relate to Synthmaster. So what we need to do really now is find some sounds that will work. So we can turn these down, and we can do this on the fly, which is really easy. So we don't need any MIDI keyboards plugged in. We can if we want to, but we don't need to. So what we're going to do is just find Riffer here in the MIDI sources, and then select it there. And then we'll find Riffer in this one and select it there. And it's a done deal. Then we want to go to our Riffer and generate some MIDI notes. Now we can choose our key. So we're on C minor. So C minor. However, if I change this now to a D and I go to R2, you'll see that it goes back to C. Our riffs really want to be in the same key if you're going to use multiple riffs, otherwise it's going to sound a bit odd. I'm just going to make sure that you can see this okay. I'm just going to darken this down a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this little, let me get my pencil so maybe point will be a bit easier to point to. My chair's creaking away like a good one. Anyway, right. So we've got R1 and R2, and we're going to select all. And once we select all, any changes we make here will affect what happens to the sequencers globally. So for now, what we want to be doing is setting the entire project to the same key. So yeah, we'll leave it on C. We'll leave it on C minor. And actually, no, we won't. We'll change it. We'll change it to F, and we leave it on F minor. Now, if we go to R2, right, I need to switch it back on. If we go to, you'll see it's the same. So all our Riffer channels will be exactly the same now, like this. But we're only concerned with R1 and 2 because we've only got 2 instruments running. Okay, so that's the important thing. So we know that R1 is F minor, and we know that, I've just turned it off, sorry. We know that R1 is F minor, and we know that R2 is, if ever you're wondering, right, you can mute these channels just by tapping them, but we don't want to do that. F minor, so we're both on F minor. Now, I don't want them to run the same resolution, okay? So I'm going to switch off all. And where the resolution is here, the quantize, that's the resolution of the sequence. I'm going to leave that one on 116, and I'm going to change R2 to say 1.8. So now you'll see that R2 is on 1.8 and R1 is still on 116, but they're both on our F minor because we remember to use the global all control. Okay. So that's cool for now. That's all we want to do. So what we want to do now is we'll go to generate here, which you can draw notes in, right? And they're all going to be in the right key and everything like this. But we'll just roll a dice and generate some random patterns in the key of F minor. And let's go to R2 and do exactly the same. Let's generate a bunch of random notes in the key of F minor. And I'll show you some really cool stuff that you can do with this in a sec. So now what we want to do is find some sounds. So if I press play now, it's going to play the default patches for both Taluno X and Synthmaster. Now if we listen to Synthmaster as a solo, this has been played by R2. And we can randomize that. However, that sound is actually an arpeggiator. So we want to go to Browse, choose something else, maybe some keys. There are lots and lots and lots of sounds. That's nice. Right, and the ratchet's really nice on that. So if we go back to Riffer now, you'll notice down the side here we have different options. So duration, will depend on the instrument. Velocity, you can change the velocity, and density is the ratcheting. That's really quite nice. I do like ratcheting. The other cool thing you can do is if you put tie notes on, any two notes that are adjacent to each other like this will be tied together. You're not going to hear it so much with a pluck sound like this, but you'll hear it in a minute. But I'm going to turn it off for now. Just let that sequence run. Turn that down a little bit. So let's choose one for this now. So this is going to be R1. And we can... So let's turn this down to fourths, 1/4. Okay. And what we're going to do is go to density on this one, and we're going to turn the density off. Now, there is a way to just have this randomize every single pass, which is this infinity button here. We can get into that in a sec. For now, I just want to basically show you the cool stuff you can do with tied notes. So let's just go with, and we can't play wrong notes here. We can't not put wrong notes in because we're all in the key of F minor. So let's do this. This is very cool. So let's put a filter step on this. Oh, Filterstep is free. So, hi, Ivan. Filterstep. Oh, hi, Audible. Not a box. Filterstep is completely free. The others aren't. The others they're only $7.99. So, but Filterstep is free, and you can do some very cool stuff. We can randomize the filtering. Now that's nice. But the cool thing is, we can switch steps on and off here, of course, but we can also change. Don't be confused, this is point. These here, the smoother, and then the filter range, and then the resonance. This is so cool. These here, so you got band pass, low pass, sorry, high pass and low pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to put on some, maybe some, oh, we'll put on some timeless for delay. Now we can put a filter step on here as well. It's so cool. Okay. So that's it. So that's just using 2 channels of Riffer. Just using 2 channels, Riffer R1 and R2. and having a play around with the controls and using just 2 synths and a couple of the filter steps, you're beginning to get real nice movement without the actual sequence changing. So what we could do is we could just have the sequence for Synthmaster 2 change. So open Riffer, make sure all isn't selected. So, and let's put infinity on for. But if we go back, you'll see that our Taluno LX is exactly the same. See? But now we've got a constantly changing pattern for our Synthmaster. Oh, you see? It's lovely. So let's do this now. So let's open, say, let's open module again, because there's some really cool things. So we're going to open module. So there it is. We'll open module Pro. Now we don't need to worry about like different MIDI channels now and stuff like that. So that's absolutely fine. We're cool. We're just going to actually send module Pro to Chordjam here. Now F minor, here's the thing. So we don't need to worry about the sound yet or anything like that. It's going to default to a piano sound, a natural grand. That's absolutely cool for now. Turn the volume down a little bit. Let's go into our Chordjam. So we can play our, that's our chord module being played by this, and we can easily do this. We can go in and say, let's actually go to category and go to, say, far north, which is absolutely lovely. So what's this? Now let's go back here and see what this sounds like. So very nice. So brilliant. But we want to be making sure that our key and our scale type match what's going on with our Riffer. Now we already know that we've set that to F minor. So very simple. All we need to do is here select F, and we're already on it. Scale type minor. This is where you're going to get interesting things occur. But I'm going to set this to, say, minor 9, because it'll give us some really nice chords to play with, you know. So that's good. So all we need to do, so we want to generate some automatic stuff. We're going to go into sequencer here, and I'm going to just hit the little dice, and it's going to generate something from our robot for us. And now everything, well, actually as well also, let's do this. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set my ranges a bit for velocity. Better than that, actually. And also for like the way it plays. And that's fine. So anyway, I should have just drawn them in. It doesn't matter. So you know it's all in key. We can now. That's really nice, but let's slow down the resolution to 1/4 to let that sound breathe. On the module. So anything we change in here now. being mono. So, and last but not least, then we could also actually let's put a filter step on here as well. Actually, and let's add a Playbeat. So audio extension and Playbeat. So Playbeat is Audiomodern drum machine. So it comes with, let's solo this. It comes with loads of presets already, samples already. You can load. You have four tracks if you like, 16 or 32 steps. We'll get into what all this does in a sec. But if you're now familiar, and you probably are, if you're now familiar with Audiomodern's apps, you'll know that it follows the same kind of architecture for randomization, for altering density. So density is like ratcheting, and infinity button. You can choose how many passes or bars it takes for it to randomize its next thing. You can clear out any sequence here. You can shorten the length of sequences here. However, let's do this. So track 1, which would be this one, let's open up the browser here. Now we can import audio or we can load a sample. Importing audio is absolutely super simple. You just do this. Here we have some stuff from Dean. If we go back and find some any samples you like. Right, so for instance, you've got what we got from some stuff from Daniel from Les Productions Zvon. Anything, pick anything, it doesn't matter. Let's just pick this one, right? And now our sample has been loaded into slot 1. Let's close this. See there? And if I just trigger it off this once and then hit play.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
We run over 32.
Thank you for that.
Increase the length.
Thank you for that nice welcome.
So it's only a short.
Thank you for that nice welcome.
And you still have control over your other
nice welcome.
Other slots.
Thank you for that nice welcome.
The cool thing is here, right?
Thank you for that nice welcome.
Manipulate this sample in absolutely loads of different ways, and I'll show you how.
Thank you for that nice welcome.
Let's take this back to.
Thank you Thank you for that.
60 steps.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that nice. Thank you.
What that's done is randomize.
Thank you.
The density.
Thank you.
The pitch.
Thank you.
The volume and the panning for that sample.
Thank you. Thank you.
For that nice well. Thank you.
Let's go to density.
Thank you.
Let's add another sample. Let's load one of the factory ones.
Thank you.
And what we can also do is we can audition. And there's some serious kicks in this. So hang on. Let's see. So what we can do is go back to steps here and then just add in fours.
Thank you.
And of course you have exactly the same control over the kick, like with density, pitch. So if we go to pitch and go. So any kind of sample you like. Let's load try some of the percussion. And we can randomize the whole thing again if we select all. Chordjam's resolution back up. Now, here's another tip for you as well. If you want to change key and stuff like it's a live performance, an easy way to do this is to turn down. So we've got these. We've got these two playing. So we'll turn down module. We'll turn down module. We'll go into Riffer, Make sure we're on all. That's important. And just change the key. To whatever you like. But then go into Chordjam and also change what was, I can't remember what it was now. We changed it to D. Make sure we're on the same chord type, key. But of course, it does more than this as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set randomization going for absolutely everything. And for every single pass, everything will change. And this is where Audiomodern's apps really, really shine, to create constantly evolving soundscapes and interesting different variations of sequences that are already going on. Yeah, you can create chaos as well, or you can keep it really chilled out and all, and you can control everything. You know, what's the beauty is you can just control everything you want. Let's do this. Let's start to randomize everything. There you go. There's the absolute geniuses that is Audiomodern. I'd like to thank them for joining as well. I'm not sure if it's Max or Katerina. I guess it's Max. But yeah, although it could be Katerina, I'm not sure. Anyway, they're both marvelous, marvelous people. Thanks so much for joining me this evening, where we took a look at Riffer. We took a look at, let's minimize. We took a look at Chordjam, which is the latest one. We also took a look at Filterstep, which is free, so you might as well go and grab Filterstep anyway, because it's awesome. And we also took a look at the incredibly entertaining Playbeat. What's brilliant about Playbeat, of course, is just import on all your own stuff. anything you like. It doesn't matter. You can chop it up then and have it all stuttergating and doing all sorts of crazy pitch stuff and things like that. So it's absolutely awesome. It's top job, cool beans. It's very warm here. It's very muggy. It's very muggy in my room. All obviously all the hot air rises. But yeah, so brilliant. Sorry about it. I'm knocking the screen as well. Look, guys, thank you so very much for joining me. You know, I really appreciate it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not a patron, you can become a patron. It'll only cost you $1 a month or whatever you want, but you get full access just for $1 as well. And also, if you like, you can make super chats, one-off donations, super stickers, all the rest of it, all that other cool stuff. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, Playbeat's excellent, and it's, of course, you don't have to have it doing mad stuff. You can have it doing proper, just solid beats. You know, if that's what you want. It comes with some brilliance of its own samples as well. Never mind importing your own. Anyway, thanks, Si. Thanks everybody. Brilliant. Jade is on at doing death metal dub. With Hammerhead. Oh, that should be good. So we're going to watch Jade. So yeah, don't forget to go and watch Jade at 9 o'clock. She'll be doing Hammerhead. Thank you everybody so very much for joining me this evening. I'll let you say ta-ra to each other for a few minutes while we just play this little session thing again for a minute or so, and I will see you later. Top job, cool beans, be cool. Ta-da.